Jeff, good to see you. Happy holidays.
It's great to meet you. I like your energy.
It's a new Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie is coming out. We got to be excited.
Right.
You've dealt with this before, with the live action as well as the animated movies. I'm just curious quickly the mindset and kind of journey for you, kind of seeing these characters in the book kind of come to life on the big screen, so to speak. What's that like for you?
Yeah, this one is really special for me because way back when 10 years ago we started talking about making an animated Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie or a kind of a special for television, and it was a big jump because we'd never seen the two-dimensional Greg become a three-dimensional Greg in this way, and so we needed to make sure it looked right first of all. But it's really cool because of course in the live action movies the kids get a little bit older and you run out of time, and here it's like, well, we can keep doing these forever or as long as people want to see them.
And, it's interesting because, with the success of the books and the movies and everything, there is this, I don't want to say formula, but there's a good thing going with the way kind of they're put together and everything. So I'm just curious at one point, does the wheel get reinvented a little bit here and there, specifically with this one, where you want to try something new and do something with these characters you've never done before? Like, do you know what I mean by that a little bit?
Yeah, and it's really interesting because we wanted to tell a holiday story, and holiday stories are usually very wholesome and they fit a certain mold, but here this is a different kind of holiday story. It's Greg is basically a fugitive. He's in trouble and there's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. There's a little bit of an element of horror to this, so I think that we took the standard formula, if you will, and then we inverted it a little bit, which was fun.
What was kind of it like kind of drawing inspiration from other holiday kind of classics and everything, specifically with Cabin Fever? Like, did that come into play at all where you were thinking of kind of your favorite kind of holiday specials or movies, or was it kind of its own kind of thing writing this one specifically?
I felt like it was its own kind of thing because in a way, usually holidays are about spending time with the family, about, the joy of being together. And this is the opposite of that. It's Greg can't stand to be with his family because he's in trouble and the walls are closing in on him. So it really is an inverted holiday story, even though it fits certain beats that other holiday stories fit.
Going back to kind of when you started writing the books, obviously the goal is to, write as many as you can, make this whole world, which you have, and it's like the best world. I love it. But like at some point, does planning come into mind where like, you're like, I want to be able to make like Greg's life into many books, or was it kind of just focusing on the one book and then just taking it day at a time? Like, I'm just curious about that.
Just one book, because when I wrote Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I wrote it as a 1,300-page first draft and released that online. Yeah, and I wanted to just have one book, one thick book that was about one school year in the life of a kid. So when my publisher said, hey, we think you've written a children's book series, that was a big surprise to me. I never intended to do that.
When you go to conventions and expos and everything, promoting kind of your work and everything, and I've met you a few times at some of these conventions. It's pretty cool.
Right, you look familiar.
That's kind of the coolest moment where you kind of see all the fans from all around the world, where, it's kind of one of those pinch me moments a little bit, right? Where you're like, wow, like these stories are really resonating around the world. Is that when it happens the most? Social media, obviously you could see it, but when you go in person, right? That's a special feeling.
Yeah, it's really weird because my life goes from, I have this really small life in a town called Plainville, Massachusetts, where my life is really small. Like I eat my McDonald's on my motorcycle by a dumpster. That's kind of what my life looks like at home. And then when I go out into the world and travel, like I'm going to India tomorrow, and it's like, yes, I'm sure that will hit me hard, like this idea that I get to write my books at home and then publish them out to the world and then meet the millions of kids who read them. So yeah, it's definitely exciting and humbling in a way.
All the quotes too, my sister and I, hey Bryce, cute butt, that I feel like was a bit, that literally was an inside joke for years. I just want to say. Right. But I can't wait for people to see Diary of a Wimpy Kid Christmas, Cabin Fever on Disney+. Jeff, it was an honor and privilege to speak with you. Happy holidays.
Likewise. Nice to see you again. Happy holidays to you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.